gives them grace. Loving big, loving strong, loving all the way along. Sky above and sea below. In every place we go, your moment is a gift I see. And loving you is loving me. Round and round the stars above, we rise inside the swell of love. The fear real, unbreakable still.
Well, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You're in magical manifestation, and it's already June 2026. For anyone looking at this in years and years to come, might be 2036 when you're looking at this. Hopefully, I'll have been had my hair cut by then. I'll probably still be doing this though, speaking my truth. So today, in this auspicious, magical day, I want to talk about joining the dots. It's like my phone not to make a noise as well. Joining the dots. We're going to be talking about the wheel. As a quick look. The web of life. Another quick look. Learning to let go. She's an angel without a head. The web. It's a massive reishi mushroom. And this is the web of life. It's the wheel of life. All of the moons. It's June. Now, there's there a strawberry moon, but that's not what this moon was called. This room is about the wheel, the web, and the wisdom of letting go. That's what we've had to do these two. Oh, I'm sure it already says, doesn't it? It does. Once in a blue moon, which isn't actually correct because it was twice this month. Twice in a blue moon. But I wonder whether more than twice or once in a blue moon. And if I could just ask you a question, can I? Please, raise your hand, put the thumbs up, send me a heart, send it from your heart to mine, if I can ask you a question. Have you ever looked back on your life, which I do frequently, pretty much all the time, and then realised that what you thought was chaos, what you thought was the worst thing that ever happened in the world, was actually probably the best, and it was your connection, not your chaos? I have. I'm living it right now. Have you ever had that unfortunate situation where a relationship ended, but that led to the friendship that saved you? Because I have. I'm living it now. Or what about that really painful time when the job you lost led you right here to the purpose you discovered again? Me, right now, when that setback actually became your setup. Need I say more? And that the dots of your life only made sense afterwards. Steve Jobs once said, remember, the Apple guy, you can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards. And I think that's one of the deepest truths about being human. We spend so much of our lives trying to force the picture, trying to understand, like I do now, trying to predict. That's what magical manifestation is about, teaching us to predict, trying to control, maybe not. Because life keeps whispering, doesn't it? Trust me. The dots are already connected. By the universe, or the mycelium under the ground of the trees that help us breathe. The dots are already connected, says Archangel Michael, who, by the way, would be holding his sword aloft, on fire, ready to take out anybody that's near you or me, just like the dragon behind me. You're protected. You're fiercely protected. The dots are already connected. Last week, beginning of this week, it was a new moon. It's like a blank space, isn't it? A dark moon, a sacred pause in time. No light, no certainty. Doesn't seem like a great deal is happening. There's nothing visible. There's no evidence. But we know that beneath the surface there, everything is happening. Seeds are germinating. Roots are spreading. The tides are turning. The earth is moving. The moon is moving. The entire universe is moving. And so are we. The ancients, they understood this. When I look at the wheel of the year, I don't see a calendar. I see a map of connection. Oh, there's Yule. In bulk. Ostara. Beltane. Letha. Mabon, Samhain, Lugnasada, I think that is. Lugnasada, I think so. They are not separate events. They're not isolated celebrations, are they? It's a continued cycle, a wheel, a reminder that endings become beginnings. Winter does become spring, and spring becomes summer, and summer becomes harvest, and harvest becomes rest, and rest produces rebirth. The wheel teaches me something modern society often forgets. Nothing is separate, is it? Nothing stands or sits alone. Everything belongs. Everything connects. Brings me on to one of my very favourite quotes, and I have a few. Neil deGrasse Tyson said, importantly, we are all connected to each other biologically, to this earth, chemically to the rest of the universe, also to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, and to the rest of the universe atomically. Remember that. Each other biologically, the earth chemically, and to the rest of the universe atomically, biologically, chemically, atomically. Not metaphorically, not poetically. No, literally. Literally. The atoms in your body were forged in the stars. My phone won't stop going. The oxygen that you breathe was produced by ancient life. And the very calcium in these bones once belonged in and of the earth. You're not in the universe. You are the universe, becoming conscious of itself. Are you not? If that's true, then maybe connection isn't something we create. Maybe connection is something that we remember. Ancient things, ancient times, ancient me. That's enough about my age. Science gives us another fascinating idea that we have already spoken about here. Quantum entanglement. You know what that is, don't you? It's when two particles interact and they become linked. I feel it when I meet people. We might be separated by distance. I'm not in your house right now, although I am, right? Because you can see and you can hear me. But whatever distance, somehow we are connected. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting that your thoughts are controlling the whole universe, although, some would say. They're certainly controlling your universe. But I am suggesting that perhaps reality is far more connected than we often imagine. Have you ever had one of those times when you've thought about somebody and then they're on the phone? You're like, oh, I was just thinking about you. Yes, actually, you were, because we are quantumly entangled. And have you ever met the right person at the right time, at the right moment? Because I did it last Saturday. In fact, most days. I just came out the lift day before yesterday, and my neighbour said, hello, I haven't seen you for a while. And I don't know, half an hour later, there we were bumped in again. And then about two hours after that, a third time. And I said, we need to catch up for that coffee. Have you ever walked through a door and realised that your life would never be the same again? Every classroom door I've walked through, I've known my life was changing. Every church door, particularly when I got married. Carl Jung, an important psychologist, said that these things were synchronicities, meaningful coincidences. The universe somehow winking at us. I like it when the universe winks. The moment that we realise there might be something going on a bit more than perhaps we can see. And I really feel this week, and I know I bang on about the moon, but the moon and I have a good relationship in that I like it to stay in the sky at night, and I like it to give the sun due space during the day. I'm not keen on day moons. I was only saying to somebody this week, I hadn't noticed the moon in the sky in the day until about 5 years ago. That might sound crazy, but there you go. I just hadn't noticed that the moon hung around in the sky in the day. And they completely flabbergasted me even further and went, what about those places, And my friend from Denmark was here last week. What about Denmark when the sun stays up nearly all the time? I mean, just hogging the sky. But there's more lessons of the new moon, of the blue moon, of the twice blue moon this month, a rare occurrence, to really bring home for people that now is about just getting on with it. Right, the old is gone. We're getting rid of it. It's out the door. The rubbish is by the door. It's gone, and if it isn't gone yet, you're about to tell it to go. And if you don't do it at this end of the month, you will do it again, because it's one of those months. This month is for getting rid of all of your crap. It really is. Anything that isn't yours, get rid of it. If you haven't used it, get rid of it. If you're not going to take it with you, get rid of it. And I guess also that's quite handy for me because I've got to move. In the next 8 weeks, I will be traveling to a new country for a few months. Exciting happenings. I'll let you know where we are next month. Those lessons of the new moon, the most important things are invisible, aren't they? And that's maybe the lesson, that the roots that we create are invisible. I exercise in the dark in the morning when nobody sees. I lift weights early. I swim late. Love is invisible. I helped somebody recently at train station, and I think their life is a lot better for it. They're working, they're housed, they're happier, they're better off. They have a purpose. Love is invisible. Love is an act. Faith is invisible. Hope is invisible unless you see it on someone's face, right? Possibility, invisible. Electricity is invisible, right? I'm just saying, we still believe in it. Yeah, all of them shape this world. The invisible. In many of our earth-based traditions, this isn't a time for forcing. It isn't. I said, what's for you will not stay with you. It will just fall away. It's at the door already. It's not a time for certainty either. It's a time for intentions. A time for planting. Maybe not physical planting, although it is. Planting the seeds of what you want to do tomorrow. A time for trusting that you're doing the right thing by moving countries. A time for letting go of anything you're not taking with you, because you're going to have to pay to have it taken. Because here's the paradox I've thought about this month as I magically manifest a most marvellous new experience for myself and others. The tighter we grip, the less space there is for life to enter, light to enter, new experiences to arrive. I'd quite like to do some wheelchair boxing. Not done that before. The tighter we cling to the outcomes, I just said I'd like to. I don't care how I do it, or whether I do really. The less there is for possibility. The tighter we hold on to that old story of ours, the harder it is to write that next chapter. Nature knows this, doesn't it? The tree lets go of its leaves. The flowers, don't know whether you can see my flowers. You can't. They're behind me. They're behind you. No, you can see some pictures. The flower lets go. Let go of its petals. They're lilies, and they do let go of their petals. The moon, we talked about, it lets go of its light. Just like the tide over there behind Cardiff Bay lets go of the shore. Everything in nature knows how to release. The reishi mushroom released its spores, hundreds of thousands of them, which I take. Funnily enough, everything in nature knows how to release. Yeah, as humans, I wonder whether we do. Whether we struggle with letting go. Holding on to those old hurts, old identities, old disappointments, old expectations, old relationships, old versions of ourselves. And then we wonder why we feel stuck. I'm not who I was yesterday. I think the wheel of the year teaches us that you can buy these on Amazon, by the way. I might pop them on the website, actually. They're great. The wheel of the year teaches us that every season has its purpose. Growth has its season, doesn't it? Rest has its season. Harvest has its season. Perhaps this new moon is inviting us to ask, what am I carrying that no longer belongs to my future? What is there in your life, my life, this life, that needs releasing? What limiting belief do you hold that you need to let go of? What fear? Remember, that's false evidence appearing real. Fear. Say that again. False evidence appearing real. What fear needs releasing? Don't forget, you release by beginning to tap. It's lightly, like when we do that, like a baby. You're just starting to stimulate a way of letting go. What expectation do you have of yourself that needs releasing? What version of yourself, of myself, are you ready to thank and then let go of? Because every ending, every moon creates a space for a beginning. And every beginning has to begin in darkness, doesn't it? It's why we say once in a blue moon. Tonic water. Pink grapefruit tonic water. No less. Because every so often life offers a moment that changes everything. A meeting, an opportunity, a decision, or a chance encounter. And I've had some of those in the last couple of years. A single moment that you know alters the course of your life, of our lives, of someone else's life. Yet, when I look back, I realise that very often the universe has been arranging the pieces of today, well, for months and weeks and years, well, decades, probably my whole life. The dots were already there, but I couldn't see the picture. Couldn't see it yet. Right? pieces were being put in place. So today I invite you to try to stop forcing your wheel of life. Stop trying to control every single outcome, because it stops the flow. Stop trying to solve every single mystery in your experience. Get curious. Become available. Don't judge everything you hear. Don't decry everything you hear straight away. Just listen a while. Become present. That's why it's called the present. It's a gift. Trusting the unseen. Knowing that electricity exists. Believing that mycelium, mushroom powder, helps. Trust the process that you choose to embark on. Trust the connections that you make when you meet that next unusual person you didn't expect to know. Trust the web of life, that mycelium that runs between us, the energy between us, the alchemy that we create through our quantum entanglement. Trust that what is for you is already moving towards you. The universe has designed it thus. Trust when you are building that those roots are growing beneath the surface and no one else can see them. But that's okay, because you trust that you're putting the work in. Trust that those dots are already joining. That you're connected to each other, to me. Biologically, we are one another. And to the earth, chemically, what we eat, right? Who we are is what we eat. We are what we eat. How true is that? In fact, we feel what we eat. It's what controls our gut biome, what we eat, and how we feel, and how we think, and how we behave. And we are connected to the universe atomically. And perhaps through possibility to a future more extraordinary than you can currently imagine. I wonder today where I feel I am on my wheel right now. How I'm putting the dots together, and I'm going to explain how in a minute. Which dots are you beginning to connect? And what are you ready to let go of under this new moon? So I like to turn up. I like to turn up as all of me. I like to share with you things that are happening with me, because my life is a mirror for my own development. It is. What I do, I become. In fact, it says on my wall here, I'll read it to you. What you think, you become. What you imagine, you create. And what you feel, you attract. And I see it coming faster and faster the more and more I trust myself and think for myself. And a famous human that you might know him, Socrates. I was just looking there. He said to find ourselves. Well, you have to think for yourself. And that's what being present is. It's being open. Being open to possibility, and it's taking chances when they present themselves and weighing up the relevant value of that, is it not? Even when we make a misstep, which I prefer to call it as opposed to a mistake, I find the right thing happens. That chap I talked about that I helped at the train station, he's now housed and well and got his welfare benefits and working and seeing his family and stable, and just a few months and a chance encounter. He now works for me. He took a chance, and so did I. And on that day, that misstep was a train that never arrived, so I was late. That misstep meant that the taxi and wheelchair accessible vehicles are not easily sought that had been booked, had come and gone, and there wasn't another for a long time. That misstep put me exactly in his path. And he felt a connection enough. Maybe because I smiled, possibly because I looked interested in what seemed to be a plight. Curious is the word. Concerned. His life turned around. That misstep was exactly where I needed to be at the right time, in the right place, for the right person, for the right purpose, for the right outcome. And so when the train was late, I ask, usually, I wonder what this is for. I wonder what you're trying to tell me. I hear you, universe. I hear we're on a change. We're going down another road. Have you got me a little cul-de-sac to run around? There's something I need to go and learn or see or meet or be or share. That misstep changed his life. And I made another last week. I was meant to be somewhere on one date, and then I was getting some exam results on another date, and I got them mixed up. So I got my exam results on the date I was at the appointment, but I should have been there the day before. I have that appointment again in 12 days. That misstep meant I met the most incredible people out that evening in the middle of the city. That misstep means that my decision is one of more deliberate nature, in that I'm not going to be visiting the city for a few days. I'm going to be moving there because perhaps I need a break from Welsh Wales for a year. It's not been easy. Would I have to say thank you to Wales for the last 6 years of my life. 6 years, 5 years, 6 years, 6 years of my life. And I will be back, but I have something to do just for a few months. So that misstep has meant a change in my future. The wrong day for the wrong thing, for the right thing, actually, because the one to come, I'm already celebrating whatever it is that I have to be there in those 12 days' time, because the universe is always cooking up something fantastic when we trust in our missteps. Don't call them mistakes. Nothing's a mistake. I can hold these truths for me, the invisible, the threads of our connection, the threads of knowing each other, the knowledge that I am you and you are me, is easily held for me. The tension of also being human, because I trust. And I've always known of the universal happening, if you want to call it God, before I knew his name, their name, the name. I've always known I was not of this body, but in this body. I've always known I have a soul, an essence, a middle, a something, a je ne sais quoi, a thing where when you see somebody leave their body and you see them after they pass, it's obvious to me that they're not there. Energy cannot dissipate. It can only transmute. The truth is that we are quantumly entangled, sometimes in more ways than one. And once we are, my energy is available for you, and vice versa. And this interconnected web of energy, like the lights, back to the electricity reference, is real. I've always said there's more goes on between here and here, me and the other person, than I can ever get out of here. This is a raw tool. We use it and it's quite inefficient, really, because trying to teach another human something takes, hours, days, weeks, months, years. We spend years at university being told and shown a career progression that really, if we could just think it to each other, wouldn't it be a lot more efficient? And I do think that AI is going to think that about us. But the one thing that we have that it doesn't is that we existed outside of a scene creator, right? We were created seemingly by chance. That our mum and dad came together in that moment. I think there's some ludicrous statistic as to how rare it would be for the chances of you to be born being happening. And then for you to be here right now, at this moment, listening to this, we're quantumly entangled. And when I meditate, I send the peace and love and trust and understanding and celebration of everything there is out to the universe. And I enjoy it and I feel edified after it. So we are quantumly entangled and you are, here. So what are you ready to let go of? Because I'm ready to let go of some clothes. I'm ready to let go of the limiting belief that I couldn't be anything I wanted. I let go of all of the limiting beliefs that if I am earning lots of money, that's disappointing in some way or disrespectful to where I come from. No, it isn't. Because I can't make a big difference if I don't have the wherewithal to do it. I wonder what you're willing to let go of. I was willing to let go of sugar once I took organo spores. That's why I drink soda water. I was willing to let go of the idea that I could change the world all at once. So many ideas that I once had. I still hold the idea of becoming a wheelchair boxer, because that seems really likely. Now, I wonder if I said, but I wonder whether President of the EU. There you go, I'm laughing. Why is it any different? I give those those ideas with no regard to them. It's just, what's the difference between believing that you're going to earn as much as Elon Musk or believing that you're going to earn as much as a teacher? What's the difference in belief? How much you buy into it, how much you believe it's possible. But if there is no impossibility and everything is possible equally and possibly in the universe, then why not wish for the best? I wish you the best. We say that, don't we? I wish you the best. This or better. I'm going to have to take a drink. I'm thirsty. Bear with me. With electrolytes in it. It's not the nicest in the world. That's why a little bit of a fruit soda is necessary after it. What are you willing to let go of? What part are you in this season? Are you in relationships that aren't really edifying? Do you have friendships that you have to do all the work and there's just nothing except that and grief? I'm not saying just get rid, but I'm wondering, what are you putting your energy into that you could put into much greater things for your future, for your roots, for the things you're planning? Because I don't care whether you're 12, 21 or 222. I hope you are soon. Oh no, maybe not soon, because that means 200 years old. And it'd be really weird if you were here right this minute. Pardon me, at 200 years old, because I'm not sure I've met one yet. We will be living much later. They reckon 10-year-olds are going to be 130, bless them. It's a long life, right? So wherever you are on this wheel of the year, wheel of your life, what's next? What's not for now? When did you last wear those shoes that have been in the cupboard for 17 years and you don't even fit them anymore, right? What are you ready to let go of? Beliefs, people, relationships, things, homes, careers. I'm not saying leave your job tomorrow. But you know what? If you wake up and it makes your heart sink, change it. What are you waiting for? Do you have to carry on without changing the plan? Never. Every day, every moment, every next step, every misstep is an opportunity for a different tomorrow. You know what they say when they say seize the day, right? People say, oh, seize the day, but they forget the other half of it. Do you know what it is? It's for a better tomorrow. Seize the day today. Work today for a better tomorrow. Drink the electrolytes. Take the mushrooms. Do the talking. Write the rooms. Speak on Monday. Travel next Thursday. Go to London the week. Move. Do the do. Do you today for a greater tomorrow. That's the manifesting that the moon brings. A new beginning. A new start over. The wheel of life continually continues. It's a wheel. You don't just jump off. That's not how it works. Not even after this bit, which is just the practice. You're here to fail fantastically forwards as fast as you can. You are. I've always known it. Now I can speak about it. My truth is that in the last 6 years, I have evolved faster than ever before because a massive happening happened at me. If people have big shocks or massive happenings, they often have epiphanies. They often come to new awarenesses. They often arrive happier, usually after the most disastrous occurrences. And that's happened to me throughout my life in cycles and stages and places, and each one of them has been the greatest gift retrospectively, right? When I look back and join the dots. If you think to yourself, I should really ring Margaret, do me a favour and pick up the phone. Listen to your gut, particularly if you take mushrooms and you eat well. It's important, you know, when you're learning to drive this ship, the one you're in, the vessel that you're in. And I've been learning all my life. I wasn't very good at it at the beginning. Couldn't walk or anything. Couldn't talk. Yeah. I think you were similar. That's what I've heard anyway. I've heard we were similar when we were born. Useless. And you know, I don't walk now. I'm sure that's different for you. Good on you. But we have learned to navigate this world, this device. But I don't think we've learned that well. Not me anyway. Until only 6 years ago, I didn't know that fruit was a carb. Yeah, that's true. That is just, unfortunately, it was true. I seem to remember the carb bit on the plate. You remember that we're going to split your dinner up, right? It was rice and potatoes. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. That's it. That's all I remember. And I used to think, well, what do you mean fruit is a carb? But it is. So you can't just, you know, eat 15 punnets of grapes. Maybe not 15, but you can't just eat grapes all day. Too much sugar. You've got to know how to eat. Sounds crazy. You also need to know how to breathe. Or you weren't mouth breathers. Tape your mouth up at night. Seriously, look it up. I always end with the Magnificent Seven because we can't make magnificent beings out of ourselves unless we magnificently co-create this vehicle. Water. With electrolytes. Water, 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 water. If you're hungry, what do? Drink some water. If you're thirsty, what should you do? You know what I'm going to say, don't you? Drink some water. If you're tired, what should you? That's it. That's the one. Drink some water. What we eat, what we drink, how we move, sit-ups, weights, swimming today. How we move, how strong we become. I remember Arnold Schwarzenegger said, it's the last 3 or 4 reps that build the muscle. We've got to break it to build it, right? Got to let it go to let the light in. Got to make the space for the alchemy to happen. And do you know when we repair? Do you know when we dream? Do you know when the universe works most effectively in our favour? When we sleep. Having magnificent sleep is really important. But that involves preparation. Don't just jump into bed like me. You're not on magnificent mushrooms. You don't eat cleanly with grass-fed beef and salmon and squid and brie and scallops and steak and spinach and asparagus and some carrots and definitely kale and cabbage sometimes and rice cauliflower. Come on. Some grapes and all the nuts and flax. Seeds in the world. on anything I can put them on. Usually a stir fry, usually a Japanese stir fry, usually wok fried greens. Oh, to die for. With some gluten-free soy sauce and prawn lollipops. When you fuel your body, you can sleep. When you intermittently fast, you can sleep because your tummy's not overloaded. Your digestion, your rest and digest can happen well, magnificently, because that's where the magic is. And telling children that their magical futures are created while they're sleeping doesn't half help them want to go to sleep, especially with a magical story beforehand. We create our dreams in our sleep when our mind is maneuvering through the day, discarding what is no longer for it, and retaining that which is important for tomorrow. You are literally carving out your future in your magnificent rest. The liquid I referred to is necessary in order to do that magnificent thinking. We are made of water. The moon is controlled by water. We need water. When you do those things, this is ready for everything. Connection. Pulling towards us that which is for us faster and faster and faster. I talked about it at the beginning. The connections just keep booming together. So today, in this magical manifestation, I want you to think about your wheel of life. Where are you? What are you letting go of? If you want to join, which I'd love you to, the QR code is at the top. It's just magicalmanifestation.me. It's a growing community. If you want to be a bit of a rascal, really, and change your entire life, let me know. Because not only do I love medicinal mushrooms, and they're legal, by the way, not only do I require them because they keep me alive, but that connection, that manifestation happens because I can sense more. I'm just more connected. I'm more enlivened. I have greater neural connectivity. It's a nitrate donor, an oxygen enhancer. It makes me feel buoyant, and it's natural, and it's easy to take. And it's not easy not to take, because I don't think I would want to take a day without it. And I remember how I used to feel, and I'm okay, thank you. I dropped 24 different medications as a result of these mushrooms, and I have some other procedures I have to do every day, but not the load, not the pharmaceutical load that I was. And it's changed me. It's changed my mood, my affect, my thinking, my learning, my manifesting, and my life has been so much better since then. So I'm saying, have a look at what your life is like, and don't forget to seize the day for that better tomorrow. You are worth it. We're in the last moment now. I'm going to play us out with one of those songs. Bye-bye. Back out.
There's love in the sky tonight, silver on the sea. Waves keep whispering softly, come home to me. It's sweet and it rests in creation, and every breath we take in the hush before the sunrise, in every chance we make, loving big, loving strong, loving all the way along, through the doubt and through the blue, through the breaking back to you. Your moment is a gift to me, I hold it carefully. I've learned to love myself completely, so I can love you freely. The universe keeps turning round, an endless sacred art. You feel it in your belly, you feel it in your heart. It swells and it flows and it moves like the sea. The fear and the real love is you and me. Love in the sky, love in the tide, love in the quiet, we cannot hide. It circles around and passes through. It lives in me, it lives in you. Even when they try and do you, even when the road feels long, a deep and ancient song, loving white, loving true, seeing all the love in you. Even when the days are rough, even when it's hard and tough, your moment is a gift to me. I cherish it deeply. I've learned I had to love myself, to love you honestly. The universe is breathing still in every rising spark. You feel it in your center, you feel it in the dark. It swells and it glows and it carries us far. I feel and real, that's the love we are. It can be heavy, it can be light, it can be quiet in the middle of the night. But love keeps coming back around, soft as rain and thunder loud. It finds the cracks and fills the space. It lifts the lost and gives them grace. Loving big, loving strong, loving all the way along, sky above and sea below. In every place we go,